Your brother had passed away.
Yeah, my brother. Only got one brother, man.
And this was a younger brother, older brother?
Older brother. He had me by 10 months.
Same
Same
mother?
same mom, different dad.
Correct. Now, for those of for those in the audience, excuse me, that have heard you mention him, say his name, things of that nature, but didn't get a chance to really meet him, didn't get a chance to know him, set a bond with him. From your vantage point, what was he really like?
Mm. Man, my brother, he was the most unique person I ever met. He loved hard. I say he loved hard. He had a real good heart. Just didn't really know how to express himself in certain ways. He was a firecracker. He was a hothead, but he never moved without purpose. Everything he stood on and everything he did, it had a reason behind it. He wasn't just a bully. He wasn't somebody that took advantage of motherfuckers. Um, and straight up, if he didn't like you, you gonna know. If he love you, he love you. If he don't like you, he hate you. That's just how he was. And he was tough as hell. He made sure everybody around him was tough. That's how I felt with my brother. Like, he the reason why a lot of me and my homies, me and my friends, he the reason why a lot of us was tough. For real.
Do you remember the last communication you had with him before he
Yeah.
passed?
Yeah, man. I was talking to my brother. We had a heart to heart the night before he passed. And we were just basically just talking about how we had to get our shit together. Losing our grandma really fucked us up. We lost my grandma in 2022. And we was just going through a lot. It was just a lot of L's happening, a lot of L's we was taking. And we was just going through some shit. And I was telling him like, man, bro, we gotta like buckle down. It's like, yeah, we fucking around, we making our little dollars here and there, but we gotta get on something that's consistent for the both of us. Cause I got a son, he got a daughter. So I was just trying to think like ahead of time and like, think big. And yeah, that was like our real last conversation. Us basically both saying like, shit, bitch, even if we gotta get a job, we gotta get out here and figure it out. That's how me and my brother talk. Like, we always talk shit to each other. So it's like a tough love relationship, kinda. That's how we always spoke.
And this was an in person conversation?
Yep, it was an in-person conversation. On the phone too, but it was in person. Then I ended up leaving, and then you feel me. I found my brother the next morning. He was dead. My brother killed himself. So I just want to say like mental health real. You gotta check on your people, check on your loved ones, check on the strong ones. You feel me? Because everybody ain't gonna always open up and tell you how they really feel. They might not know how to say it. You feel me? They might not know how to cope with what they going through. So just check on your people, and tell motherfuckers you love them. You never know when our last day is. You feel me? And I for sure didn't think my brother would do that to himself. I didn't think that. Like I said, he one of the strongest persons I know. So
There were no signs of that. He wasn't talking about that. He wouldn't say something like,
it's crazy because when I talk to, cause like I said, we got our own group of friends. Like we all a group of friends, but he got his selected people he deal with. I got selected people I deal with. My brother didn't gang bang. I'm in the streets. My brother was just a street nigga. It's different. But when I talked to some of his friends, he told me like they told me like he did used to be saying certain stuff, but I felt like he never said it around me because he know how I am, and I'm gonna get on his ass. We're gonna end up arguing. We're gonna end up fighting. Something gonna lead to that because that's how much I love him. So I feel like he never really opened up to me about that shit. He had said when he get mad, when my brother was like such a uh, like an off the wall, spontaneous type of person, bro, that not like that. We not even really taking that shit serious when he's saying that shit out of anger. But you really need to take that shit serious because a motherfucker, that's not something motherfuckers just say when they get mad, bro. Like, people, everybody is different. Everybody cope with shit different. And my brother actually seen my grandma transition over. He seen my grandma leave. He was her caregiver. So I know that kind of stuck with him and fucked him up a little bit different than it fucked everybody else up. When I came home, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she was already passed away. My brother actually seen it, so it's different. I just know that's different. That's like our mama.
now, let's back up here on a couple of details here. You mentioned that this was in person, but it was also a phone call. So could you just clarify that?
Yeah, like
That last conversation you had with him the night
yeah,
prior?
the last conversation we had, we was on the phone talking, and I ended up pulling up in person on him, and then we finished talking in person, and then when I went to my sister house, that's when like I just damn near went to sleep. We texted a little bit after that. I went to sleep. I woke up in the morning and something told me like just go over there to the crib. Like I just felt it like it was like some sibling shit. Like I woke up on my sleep crying, bro. No bullshit. I swear to God. Woke up on my sleep crying. I was just fucked up. I don't even know why I was fucked up, but I went to my homie house, and then he ended up riding over there with me. He was taking too long, man. My boy, man, he was washing his clothes. I told him, man, I see you later on. I'm finna pull up. Like I feel like I'm on the time limit. When I pulled up, it was just too late. You feel me? I know God don't make no mistakes though, so I gotta take it how I take it. But it's just like that's a different type of feeling, knowing like yo brother gone, yo only brother gone, and ain't nobody take him. So I can't really react how I normally react on certain like situations because it's like at the end of the day, I gotta talk to God about it. I gotta take it up with God. I don't have nobody to blame. I don't have nobody to target. So I was like, it's a hard situation to cope with when you dealing with some shit like that.
So when you go to where he was at, you didn't
Yeah,
see this take place, but you saw the aftermath of it.
yeah, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that shit happen, but like I said, I found my brother, so that shit gonna always stay with me. It's gonna always, you know, hit me a little bit different than everybody else. Like I said, that was my nigga. I got him tatted 2 times, portraits of him right here on my arm. Like that was really my best friend. So just to see that shit and knowing like growing up, my brother saved me, and then as we got older, I used to always come to his rescue and save him. So I feel like I was supposed to save him. You feel me? And it's like it's a fucked up reality when you know you can switch the narrative. Like you feel me? I was supposed to save him. I felt.
Was that the first time you ever seen someone in that state?
Uh, no. That's the first time I seen. That's the first time I seen like one of my family members like that for sure. Like I done seen crazy shit though. I done seen crazy shit before. But I ain't never seen like one of my family members like that. So that shit was just different. That shit was just different.
And even in respect to your grandmother, you just heard about her passing. You weren't there to see it, and you didn't see the aftermath of that either. It
I
was
saw
your
the aftermath.
oh, you did see.
When my grandma passed away and I came, uh, like I said, I got there right before the ambulance got there. So they just started literally trying to like pump on her and bring her back. But my brother, he actually seen my grandma take her last breath, literally, and he called me. And then when I came, it was just them trying to save her, but it was already too late. So I seen the aftermath of both of that shit.
Is there a difference between both because you saw both aftermath?
Yeah, it is because for one, my grandma, she was a little bit older, you know. She was in her 70s. So it's like, that's young still, but it's like my grandma still lived a little bit. My brother, he was young. He was young. He was 25. So it's like that shit hit way different because I just know we had more life ahead of us. And I always felt like my brother was gonna outlive everybody. Cause like I said, he's self-centered. He stayed to himself. He don't fuck around at all. He a lone wolf. He don't deal with no crowds, nothing. So I just always felt like he was gonna outlive everybody. I swear I always felt like that. Cause I be off into other shit. I be risk taking. I be, the life I live is just it's ups and downs. I never know what's gonna happen. My brother, he with me full throttle on all 10, living the life that I live. But at the end of the day, when he go home, he got his own life. When he with me, he gonna thug on me because he know what come with me. But I didn't feel like, my brother didn't have nobody gunning for him or coming for him, trying to harm him, so I always feel like, yeah, he gonna outlive everybody.
Now, seeing the aftermath of someone passing away,
Mm-hmm.
this sort of thing is depicted in entertainment in the forms of, like television shows and
Yeah.
movies and video games and you know, lyrically and music and things of that nature. Music videos, forgot to mention that. You know, this aftermath of people passing is depicted in these forms of entertainment. Is there a difference, however? And this is for those in the audience that have never experienced that. They've only seen it in these entertainment forms.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between, you know, seeing this depicted, the aftermath of someone passing in entertainment versus in real life, or is it exactly what they see in these forms of entertainment here?
Um, I would say it's different. It's way different. Um, Especially depending on how the person passed. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, my brother committed suicide. He shot himself. So me having to see that shit was just, it's a whole different, like, it leave you with something different. You know, it leave you with something way different. Like, that's really like a graphic scene, you know? It ain't nothing like you would want to see again. It's some shit you see and you want to get that shit out your head. And like I said, I done seen a lot of shit, but it just hit different when it's your family. It hit way different when it's somebody you really like from the, you know, from the womb with. Like, we 10 months apart, we damn near, they call it Irish twins, you know? We really the same nigga, and we ain't really too much different for real, you know?
Now, understandably so, of course, this bond is different. You know, when you're watching an actor do this or whatever, there's no, unless you may know the actor personally, there may be a different feeling there than just seeing an actor, you know, display this
Yeah.
sentiment in entertainment. But, you know, again, asking you this respectfully,
Mhm.
because, you know, these forms of entertainment like movies and video games, you hear this same response in the form of, man, they're getting more and more realistic with how things look these days, and
Yeah.
technology can make this so realistic, and this feels so real. And so, is what's depicted, aside from just the bond, of course, is
Yeah.
what's depicted in movies and music videos, so on and so forth, is it just like, in a sense, what you saw in real life versus what you would see in a movie these days? Is it that realistic in those terms? Not the
Yeah.
bond or feeling, but
Yeah. Nah, yeah, for sure. Like, it is in a sense. It is in a sense, I would say. But I just feel like how shit be playing out in movies, you know, you see shit before a person was to take that step and do some shit like that. So I just feel like it be like on point as far as probably like the scenery aftermath and shit. But like, you don't always see signs, you know what I'm saying? Like, my brother was in pain though. Like, he really did like miss my granny. That was really his everything. That was my everything too, but I was in the streets more than my brother, so I felt like I was coping with it different. I was running away from it. Like, he was still deep in deep shit with it, cause he was living in the house and I was already out the house. I was already gone. I ended up moving back, but I was already gone around the time my grandma passed away, so I know it hit him different, cause he gotta wake up in that shit every day. You feel me? And that shit'll fuck you up, take a toll on
and as you expressed previously, that was a motherly figure to both of
you.
you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's not just grandma that you see once in a while.
Yeah, we lived with my grandma. Like, we had,
This was parental guidance. This
exact.
was
That's my legal guardian. That's my legal guardian. That's who name was on all our stuff. So it's like my relatives and them, they come in the granny house to visit and come spend a couple of nights. We here. This our shit. Like, this is all we know. So it was different for us. It was way different for us.
now, you did mention, you know, there would be a time that he might say something in anger and, you know, you look past it,
Yeah.
you know, when things of that nature happen. And you already explained why, and those in the audience can understandably, you know, see your vantage point on that sort of thing. But, you know, since this has taken place, do you look back and are you even more critical at signs and stuff that he said that maybe it didn't really compute at the time for you, but now looking back, you're like, man, I
Yeah.
missed
Now.
it. I should have, and not saying that you should feel guilty or any of that
Yeah.
sort of, but are there, I guess, and one can only look at some of this stuff 2020 hindsight, right?
Yeah.
Was there stuff you look back and say, I missed that, or I missed that sign, or maybe I,
Yeah. It's for sure stuff where I felt like I could have been a little bit more just on it, you know? But at the same token, it's like my brother wasn't no saint. You know, he wasn't like the perfect dude. He didn't did stuff to people out here in the world to where it was like, motherfucker might want to harm my brother. So it's like, I'm not gonna never take nothing away from him. Cause I wouldn't want nobody to hurt him. You get what I'm saying? So it was like a rock and a hard place. It was like a lose-lose situation. It's like take this shit from him and then motherfucker do something to him and he can't defend himself and can't fend for himself. Or it's like, you know, he do something to himself. And like I said, I would never think that. I would never think that. Cause we be on the same timing. We be on the same shit. So it's like, nigga, for you to do that shit, it's like, nigga, me and my brother used to say we was gonna die together. Real shit. Like, that's how much, like, that's how close we was. Like, it was to the point where, like, if we had to die together, we'd choose dying together. It would never be like, yeah, bro, you go. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, you make it out. Somebody gotta make it out. Fuck no. We dying together. We riding it out. Man, we gonna ride or die together, literally, bro. That's all we used to say. Like, we used to be having conversations about that shit. Like, damn, like, nigga, like I wouldn't want to live without you. I don't know what the fucking nigga be on. Like, that shit'd be weird. Like, cause I used to really, like, talk about that shit even before my granny passed away. So it was just like, I just never would think my nigga would do some shit like that, bro.
So it's almost like, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, you can correct me here. It's almost like a pact between you was broken or a
Yeah.
deal or a contract in a sense.
Nah, yeah, hell yeah, for
It's
sure.
like we agreed we would die together. And then it's like,
Yeah, that shit serious, bro. Like, when I found my brother, I almost took my own life. I don't even say this type of shit, but it's the truth. Like, you feel me? Like, at that moment, like, you feel me? At that very moment, like, when I found him, I was finna, you feel me? Do the same shit to myself. Cause I felt like I ain't supposed to be saying this shit. I'll leave this motherfucker too. That's just how I felt. But I didn't have, I didn't have the balls like, bro. I didn't have enough guts. Like, I didn't have enough, that's some brave shit. No matter how you look at it, like, you feel me? No matter how you gotta be a brave motherfucker to do that, bro. Like, we men. So just as a man, like, we all done have moments where we like, man, fuck this shit. Ain't nothing going our way. A nigga ready to just say, fuck everything, I'm better off dead. We all done had times where we felt like that. But to really do it, bro, that's different.
it's almost like it's easier said than done.
For sure. Way easier said than done. Way easier.
Now, to switch things up here in regards to him, do you have a favorite memory of him you'd like to share with the audience today?
Man, if you know Active, man, if you know Active, bro, memories is just like, it's too much to pick from. Bro, a jackass, he a big ass kid, man. Like, he funny, you feel me? He everything in one, that's what I'm saying. Like, he just so different, but I don't know, I remember I got a lot of memories with my brother though. I can't even just sit here and tell you. Well, my brother, he was a fighter. He was known for fucking shit up. He used to beat people ass. My brother didn't care about no guns. He didn't give a fuck about nothing like that. Like I said, I used to tell him he gotta protect himself because I know motherfuckers don't like taking L's. Motherfuckers don't like losing no fight. But my brother really like kick ass for real. But man, bro, I can't. Like, one of the funniest things about that nigga, that shit's just so hard, cause bro, funny ass nigga. He know how to like, you know, enlighten the crowd, bro. He just a funny ass nigga all the way around. I ain't never met a person like my brother. Like, you know, you always meet somebody that remind you of somebody, or like you might meet somebody and be like, damn it, like something about you remind me of Wooty Wooper. I never could compare nobody to my brother. Nobody. Not even saying this shit because he gone. I used to say the same shit when he was here. Like, it's nobody I can compare him to. He just his own, like, character, bro. He had a big-ass personality.
Now, for those on social media, just in case there's some fraudulent profiles out there of you, some fake profiles, some scammy profiles, spammy profiles,
I do
specifically with
got some, oh God.
specifically with the platform Instagram, care to share the official handle, username, screen name for you on that platform there?
Man, my official and my only Instagram is ys30shot __. And I got a fan page, ISWT page. That's like a fan page that one of my close family members made to just post certain stuff and just create more content for me on my behalf. But if it ain't those two, it ain't me.
Family, like biological family, or just using the phrase
My
figuratively?
cousin. My cousin, yeah, he made it for me. He just felt like we needed something else to just push some content out there that's not always about music. Maybe some funny shit, just showing a little bit more of my character.
And this is a cousin, mother's side or father's side?
My mother's side.
Now, on this Instagram bio of yours, you do have a few phrases. I wanted to see if they were in relation to Active. So
For sure.
you do have hashtag forever active, assuming that's in relation
That's
to
the
him.
slogan. Yep, that's the slogan for sure. Keeping it, we're gonna keep it active. And I feel like we could take it real big because it could be for people that work out in the gym. Staying forever active in the gym. Mine, I'm pushing for bro, so I'm just saying like it's forever his world until I'm gone. So I just feel like I always gotta keep something like that's involving him on my page. He's my profile picture right now too, and I just feel like he was one of my biggest supporters, so I gotta push his name like he's still here. You feel me? I got to.
There's another hashtag too. I didn't know if this had something to do with him as well, and if not, no disrespect. Hashtag Big Money AKT
Yep,
with
yep,
a broken heart emoji.
yep, Big Money Act of my brother. That was his Instagram name for a long time. He went by Big Money Active, but he ended up switching his shit to Pay Active. But yeah, we always used to call ourselves the Vermont Money Boys, VMB. My grandma, we lived on Vermont. My grandma lived on Vermont. So we used to just say VMB, Vermont Money Boys. And we used to just put the big money in front of our shit. That was really his shit. We just, keeping it alive for him.
And you are sporting some items of jewelry during this interview. You are also tatted on various parts of your body.
Yeah, I didn't
Are
have no tattoos last time. I didn't have none, not
Yes, now you
none.
got some on your arms. Uh, are any of the jewelry pieces or any of the tattoos in relation to him at all at this point?
Yeah, not none of the. Well, the jury for sure. We made KOD. Me and my brother, we made KOD, and we just, that's our another little clique that we push, that we stand on. And then I got two portraits of him right here on my arm. I can't lift this shit up because it ain't gonna show, but I can show it like this. I can take it off like this. I got two portraits. Got one of his face right here. Real big, put NLMB at the end, never leave my brothers. Then I got another portrait of him, full body portrait right here. This was one of like the last pictures he took. Both of these pictures mean something to me. Cause he took this picture in the house. And this is his profile picture still to this day. So I got this one. And then this picture, this was at my youngest sister. She's older than me, but she's the youngest out of my mama kids. When it comes to my sisters, we was at her baby shower when we took this one. So both of these pictures mean something to me for real. And then he got two of my chains on in this portrait right here. He got one of my Cubans and one of my Francos. Cause once I started getting diamonds and shit, I let my brothers and shit wear my gold. So this shit, these two pictures mean a lot. Then I got the KOD right here. My brother used to always say something about triple cross. So I went and put triple crosses through all the words and shit. So yeah, this whole arm really for him. Glow boys for my granny. My brother had glow on his face. I got glow tatted on me 3 times. I got glow on this arm, glow right here, and then glow boys right here. So this whole arm gonna be for him and my granny though.
I know you mentioned OTF in a previous
Yep.
conversation, a previous segment during this conversation. Where are the OTF tattoos as well?
No, I just said the font.
Oh, the font. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay,
So
got
the
it.
OTF, they logo, they font is this. So that's why I put Glow Boys, but I used the OTF font, and then
Got it.
I did NLMB, but I used the OTF font too,
Got it.
just to make it all go together.
How soon after his passing do you get the tattoos?
I got the Glow Boys. I got the Glow Boys before we even did the funeral for my brother, and then all the other tattoos came after the funeral. So I want to say about the Glow Boys in honor of my granny. I did that probably like a month after, just to feel some pain. And then I did both of the portraits. I did them probably like about 3 months after.
So the Glow Boys tattoo, that was after your grandmother passed, but your brother was still alive, or that was
That was after my brother passed.
okay? That was both after they both
Yeah,
passed. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
2 years apart.
Care to share what KOD stands for?
KOD, man, it stands for, it got more than one meaning to it, you feel me? I be liking to like keep it just discreet, just so to let the fans wonder what it think, but it got more than one meaning to it for sure.
And any significance on why that arm in particular, your right arm?
Um, just because I already had this arm hit, I already done did this one first. My first tattoo was my grandma and my grandpa name with some heaven gates, the gates opening up, welcoming them to heaven. And then my second tattoo was my son's name and my label, in Squad We Trust. And then I just started going to this one, going crazy.
But why put them on your arm as well? Because imagine you could have put them on your chest, your leg, your face. You
Yeah,
could have hit the back. You know, there's other
really,
parts of your body you could have had them on. Why that in particular for
really,
you?
because I want to see them, and because I felt like you should start off with your arms when you get tatted, just to feel the needle and, get it going with like just the feeling of the whole tattoo vibe. That's just how I thought.
What's been the reaction to other family members or friends of his that have seen this tattoo of
Oh
him
yeah,
on your body?
everybody love it. Everybody could tell that the person I went to, shout out Mike and Nick, he was real detailed, and he gave me a great deal. And I just feel like he did it just like how I told him I pictured it. Once I showed him the picture, shit, he ran with it. He did his thing for real.
Now, you mentioned your brother was supportive, but did he do music as well?
Man, he fucked around. When we used to get high, he used to freestyle. You know how it be high, freestyling car vibes and shit. But nah, he never really did nothing on no track. He never laid nothing down. He never did.
Was that ever
He could
talked
rap
about?
too. That's what was the crazy part. He was kind of hard. He was
Was
kind of
was
hard.
that was that something you tried to ever get him to do? Did you try
Yeah,
to?
man, but he just wasn't fucking with it. He just always used to tell me like, man, like that's for you, bro. Like I might not be like a people person for real. I ain't gonna take that shit serious. Like, but he knew how to do it. I don't know if he knew how to do it because it's just running our family and we just got it, or if me rapping so much rubbed off on him that he just knew how to do that shit. But my brother always had an ear for music. He used to always put us on like, he was hip to all the rappers before they blew up. He one of those persons that he on the internet 24/7, so he never not finding new talent. He could have really been an A&R. He could have been whatever he wanted to do. On God.
Did you ever try to create a position musically? Okay, maybe not recording artist, but
Yeah.
did you try to get him to be a road manager or an assistant, or I mean,
Yeah, I used to try to tell him to make beats because I just knew he had that ear, but my brother was just like, he was so focused on making some money. If the cash wasn't coming right then and there, he like, fuck that. He was one of them.
and musically at this point, have you created a song about him, titled
Yep.
a project after him, so on and so forth?
I got some music on the way in his like dedicated to him in his name, but I do got one song. No, I'm lying. I got two songs where I was like more vulnerable in my music and just speaking about him and talking about certain shit. It's called Losing Hope, and then I got another song called Tell Me How. Both of them songs I feel is real deep songs. I feel like both of them songs. You gonna leave with something when you listen to them.
And both of those are on all digital streaming
All
platforms
digital
at this
streaming
point?
platforms. They both on the same project I made called Blood, Sweat, and Tears. My first project I dropped with OTR Records.
Now, he was able to see your success from Bompton,
For sure, yep.
but what about Gang Gang? Was he around for that?
Um, we dropped Gang Gang 2025 of this year, so he wasn't. He wasn't,
Now,
yeah.
because this is your biggest song out of your entire collection, I know it's not your own song, you're a feature, but hypothetically speaking, what would he think
I
if
know.
he was here today to see the
I know I could just hear his ass because I like, my brother liked that type of music from me. He always tell me, man, I want the old YS, I want the old 30. Like, nigga, I want you to go in there and do all bars. I want you to like rap. Like, you feel me? Like, yeah, I know you like the melodic shit, but I need you up in there like just full throttle, just gassing up. Like, you know, so I could just hear him saying he told me so. Like, nigga, I told you to do it. Like, nigga, you don't listen. Like, this what you need to do. Look, it blew up. Like, I just know. I just know, bro. And he used to always tell me about features and shit too. I swear to God, he used to always tell me that like, you don't do enough features. Like, you need to do more features. So I could just tell, I could just hear his ass talking about, he told me so.
Now, because this is also your biggest song that you're featured on out of your entire discography, has that encouraged you to spit more bars in music? Maybe go away from the melodic side of things a little bit here, or
Yeah and no, just because I want to show him that I could blow off the melodic too. I feel like I'm gonna make a big ass song that's gonna go viral on some melodic shit. So I just want to show him I'm here to stay and I'm an artist and I ain't putting myself in no lane. I'm doing all this shit.
now, what's the best advice you received from your brother, or most important thing you learned being around him?
Stand on your 10 as a man. Fuck gang banging. Fuck all that other shit. Like, if a motherfucker don't respect you for you, then you feel me, like, don't fuck with him. And he just always told me to be blunt and be straightforward. Like, my brother never held his tongue for nobody. Never. So I just feel like I just gotta stand on all 10, never fold, never bend, and just stay true to myself. That's what he always telling niggas, stay true to you.
Now, I feel like you've answered this next question, but I'm going to ask you formally here in case you want to add on to what you've already said or if you feel like you haven't answered it.
For sure.
But looking back, what did this passing of his teach you? What did you take away from that? What did you learn from that experience so far?
Shit, I learned for sure, like, just check on your folks, man. Like, cause like I said, the strong motherfuckers hide that shit, so you never really know what somebody really thinking about, what they really going through. And then it made me realize, like, my brother always know I'ma ride for him to the end. I sometimes feel like he felt like he was a burden because he my big brother and I might, you feel me, be in position a little bit more than him at the moment. He feel like he's supposed to be helping me. I feel like we supposed to be helping each other. You get what I'm saying? So I just know that too. Like, don't always, don't always overplay your part with family or with your people, cause sometimes you gotta let them go through certain shit so it could mold them into a better person. You feel me? My brother probably felt like, nigga, I don't want you helping me, but he's so much of a man, he don't know how to say that shit. Cause all I'm gonna do is tell him like, nigga, when you get rich, when you get up, I might need help. You feel me? You know, the tables might turn. You never know. So just sometimes you gotta like help a motherfucker, but know how to take a step back and let them build what they want to build too.
Now, winding down the questions here about your brother, mentally, has this been something you sought any professional help over?
Nah, man, I ain't went to no therapy for this shit or nothing. I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking about that shit too. I was thinking about that shit. I know they be saying like, you know, motherfuckers from the hood don't go to therapy because they done seen so much, we done been through so much and all type of shit. But I for sure was thinking about just going to like open up about it because I don't really talk about that shit. I really don't. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I gotta speak about it, but I don't because I just hold it in, you know. But I be feeling like sometimes I do need to go seek some help
What
talking about that shit.
What and I'm not trying to pressure you into it, but just what's paused you from going that route thus far?
I don't know if I'm just ready to open up all them doors yet. That's really what it is. I feel like music is my therapy, so me going in there and making a song is easier for me than going in there talking to somebody I don't know from a can of paint. Like, I feel like at least when I'm putting it out there in the world, my fans know me. So they might feel it more. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really been looking at my story and just following me from way back then to now, you would know, like, okay, like, you go hear Active name in my old music and my old songs. So I just feel like it give my listeners more like more intel with me, because it's like, damn, you know, like, he lost some of the, I lost some of the closest people to me, and I'm still running my race. Still running my race.
But it sounds like you haven't shut the door to that. It could be something you may be open to in the future.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And just asking because there are some that never go that route. They shut the door. They don't even make an attempt to it. So
Yeah,
just curious to see where, your thinking was
not for sure.
on that sort of thing. Well, asked you a lot of questions here in regards to your brother. Is there anything else you want to say in regards to him? And if not him, anything else in regards to this interview here?
Man, I love you, bitch. You know what's up. I'll see you when I get there. Don't worry about it. You feel me? Same old shit, just a different day. And I just want to say, free Sharky, man. Free my cousin, man. Free motherfuckers that really pushed me to keep going and help me in like ways I could never repay them. You feel me? I just want to say, free Baby E, free Gunna, like free all my real close friends and my real close homies, like motherfuckers I consider my family. So I just want to say freedom, keep their head up, and I just want them to always know I do this shit for niggas like them.